Hi, I'm here with Brenda Portman, and we're excited to hear her piece, The Prelude and Tarantelle. Please tell us, Brenda, where are you right now?
I am in my home in Cincinnati, Ohio.
And is that where you've been this entire pandemic?
Yes, I have a lot of time at home. I've spent some time at church. We never stopped doing church services, but we closed to the public, and we just continued to do services with a handful of people and live streaming them so that most of our congregants are watching from home.
That's great. Tell us a little bit about your musical background, how you got into organ and composition.
Oh, well, I guess I've been doing music my whole life as long as I can remember. My mom is a very good musician, and so she started teaching me piano lessons when I was very young. So I studied piano all the way through from basically age 4 until through high school. I picked up organ a little bit, again, because of my mom. She was playing for church, and she just decided it was time for me to learn as well when I was in high school. Um, didn't get very serious about it in high school because I was so busy with other musical activities. I would study in the summer when I had more time to go to church to practice, but didn't really get serious about it until college. I majored in music education, and my primary instrument was organ at that time.
And
And
did you take composition at all in college?
no, I did not. I took theory, of course, all the required theory classes, and that was always that came easily for me. So I would say having a really strong foundation in music theory is really what has helped me to be able to compose well. I would credit Carson Kuhlman with a lot of what I do now as a composer for the organ, because he really discovered me and challenged me to write a lot of things that I probably would have never known that I could write for the organ. He's the organ editor at Lorenz, and so I publish most of my music with them.
That's excellent. So tell us a little bit about this piece that you wrote for the convention.
Well, it is a two-movement piece. I wanted it to be two movements, one quieter, calmer movement paired with another, a louder and energetic movement, because I just like the idea of having concert music for the organ that can also double as church music. So if you're preparing a piece for a concert, you can also play it perhaps as a prelude or a postlude for church as you're working on it for the concert. So I wanted to do something like that. And I guess I played around with the idea of having some sort of connection with either the city of Atlanta or the state of Georgia, since the convention was to be in Atlanta. And as many composers have done in the past, the musical alphabet can be used to create a motive out of a word. And so just out of curiosity, I figured out what the motive would be for the word Atlanta. And in fact, it's really boring. It's just A, D, D, F, D, A. So that puts you in with the notes of the D minor triad. And that's really not that very interesting. But after playing around with different ideas of what to do with those notes, I decided instead of making it really prominent, such as, a prelude and fugue on BACH or whatever, I just took the 7 pitches and made it just kind of a starting point for each of the two movements, and just it kind of inspired me towards a certain mood for the piece, and then I just worked from there, and it's not prominent at all throughout the piece, but if you know where to look for it, you can find it. So we're seeing the beginning movement, the prelude. It is literally the first 7 notes of the piece. They happen in different registers. And in the second movement, it's just the first 7 notes of the pedal entrance when it comes in.
Great, and it's a pity that we're not hearing it in Atlanta. I hear that Amanda Mola, the performer, has recorded it in New York, ironically. So but this will forever tie the piece to the Atlanta convention, which is really meaningful. And I'm curious because I hear that there's also a quotation of the Wondrous Love hymn melody, and why you chose that.
Well, I had finished the piece at one point and was not completely satisfied with it, and was able to have a little bit of coaching from Balint Carosi when he was visiting in Cincinnati, and he gave me a lot of really good ideas, and so I revised it considerably at that point. And it came to a point where I thought it would be nice to have a quotation from something, and Wondrous Love is a hymn tune that has connections with Georgia. Um, it was originally, it was published in Southern Harmony, but then it was later included in the Sacred Harp, which was compiled by two Georgians and did have several printings in Georgia. So I thought, and it's also a hymn tune that I enjoy very much. So I thought that would be also a nice connection there.
Yeah, that's a beautiful hymn tune. So by using this D minor Atlanta, it's almost it's the same pitches in the Duraflé Prelude and Fugue on Alain at the beginning, and the and then you have this Wondrous Love, which makes me think of Barber. So you quoted some of my favorite composers in a way, or have some sort of a tie. Well, we're just so excited to hear your piece. Can you tell us if do you have a website where we can read more about you?
I do. It's very simple. It's brendaportman.com, and I try to keep that updated with all of my compositions and performances, which aren't happening too much right now because of COVID. Everything's kind of at a lull, I guess, but have had some recent commissions and things that have been finished, and now, I'm not working on a whole lot of things right now because commissions are all kind of at a lull as well, but putzing around with various ideas that will eventually get finished. And
So, well,
yeah.
as we all are, just trying to muddle through until we can be together again. So thank you so much for your time, and we'll look forward to your piece now.
Thank you so much.